Lego Star Wars. Hey, I'm Goonie J. You might recognize me from my most prestigious project and the only other video on my channel as of now, Cans, where I knock over cans. And also, if future me decides to finish this video in time, happy Halloween. Yeah, it's that time. So, in case you haven't noticed, we're talking about my favorite video game and probably arguably the best Lego video game that I've ever played and probably ever owned is Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. Not the first one for the PS2 or the second one for the PS2. I'm talking about this one. And I played it on the Wii exclusively. So that means I had to use this thing. And they had motion controls for like the lightsabers and stuff, but we'll talk about it later. It's amazing. So to start off with, it was a massive part of my childhood because I remember waking up really early in the morning to just grind on like the 4th episode, because there would be like the levels would be split up into episodes. There'd be like 30 levels and then bonus levels. But I remember waking up really early one Saturday morning, and I spent 4 hours trying to beat the 4th level of the first episode, which was the Anakin pod racing level. And if you've played this game, you know how horribly difficult it is and how much it makes you want to throw your nunchucks across the room, because I sure wanted to, and I was like 9 and it killed me. But anyways, and I'd wake up and I just play the game for forever, and I had been doing that from literally when I first got the game to, I don't know, like 6th or 7th grade. Like, I was obsessed with this game. It was a huge game. Like, it was fantastic. I loved it. So now let's talk about the gameplay. I mean, we got the childhood stuff out of the way. I mean, it wasn't really that much, but the gameplay. So basically, you're just a Lego guy, and you run around, and so you use the nunchucks to move, actually, and I hate that. Actually, it's the nunchucks. It's not a great. They're not. I don't know. Nunchucks aren't a good way to move, in my opinion. But since it is sort of like a 3D type of game, you kind of have to use these and use like all the all the directions instead of the 4 cardinal directions on the D-pad, which I prefer to use the D-pad, but you can't. But yeah, so use these to move, and then use A to jump and B to attack. And if you have a lightsaber character, what you can do is shake the remote manually to actually do the lightsaber attacks. And I think that is one of the greatest things that this gameplay feature has to offer. That you can literally go like this when you're playing the game, and I think that's fantastic. And honestly, that when I was younger, I would like stand up and I'd like do this when I was like fighting a boss, and I'd like spam the A button really fast. It was, oh my gosh, it was great. But yeah, so basically you just run around, you do a bunch of little puzzles, and you fight guys, like you fight droids and clones and stormtroopers, and you fight Darth Vader, and you fight Emperor Palpatine, and all the classic boss fights. You fight the Rancor from the Java place. You fight all those iconic Star Wars characters, and it feels like the movie is in Legos, but it's yours, and that's what I really enjoy about it. But and I'm pretty sure you saw from the montage at the beginning, there's a lot of like altercations to the story that I really, really like. And that's what we're going to talk about next. The storyline. So the storyline and the way they tell the story is so funny, because there's times where you're like, oh, this is gonna happen, but instead they replace it with something so like lighthearted and wholesome, or so child friendly, and I love it. Like the part in the montage that you probably saw where Luke is about to jump off the plank into the Sarlacc pit, but instead he just like does trampoline tricks on it. But in the actual movie, he jumps down and slices the guy's head off. But like in just one of those lighthearted effects that I just love about the game, and the way they convey the story, I just think it's fantastic. And I don't know, like, if you've ever seen the screenshot of the game where there's the stormtroopers in the hot tub, that is my favorite, like, that is one of my favorite, like, slapstick things that they've done with the story, or not slapstick, but, like, one of the comedy things they've altered with the story. I love that so much, because when I was younger, I didn't get it at first, but I played it back in, like, 9th grade, and it was so funny to me. Like, I was like, this is fantastic. I don't know, there's just something about this game, man. It's a great game. I recommend you try it. Like, IGN 10 out of 10 for me. But yeah, let's talk about some of the levels. So my personal favorite level is the beginning of the 4th episode, where you go around Tatooine, and then you go into the Jawa sand crawler. That is my favorite level, because I love the music, and I just love the sort of atmosphere that develops in that level. And just when you're in the sand crawler, and it's just like so compressed, but it's just it's so fun. It's such a fun level. So if you have this game, go back and play that level. It's really long, but it's so worth it. Like, I loved that level. The end of the 3rd episode, there is a level. You know, of course, the Anakin I have the high ground scene. But before that, when they're like in the lava planet and they're like going through like all the weird like parkour areas and fighting, and I remember being in like 5th grade and trying to beat that level with my brother, and it was impossible. Like, it was physically impossible, because you start at the back of this corridor and you're running forwards, and since it's like a 2009 game or something, I think it's 2009, it's, you move forward, and it's like the camera like slowly goes forward, but you're like double jumping so quickly, and it was awful. And then there were times where when we got to the end, and you have to fight, if you're Obi-Wan, you have to fight Anakin, who's the other player, and my brother was Anakin, and I had to fight him, and he would just jump around, and it was awful. I hated it. Yeah. There's another level that I really like. It's the beginning of the 2nd episode, where you're riding through that city. You're trying to chase the bounty hunter in the ship, and then you go through and you get all the ion orbs and shoot them at the electricity gates to get through. I like that one. It just took me forever because I didn't understand how to play the game yet. I was a little dumb baby boy, like stupid baby boy who didn't know how to play the game because I sucked. But yeah. Overall, I'd give this game, let's just say, I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. There's some things that could be fixed, but you know, it's a freaking 2000, like almost 2010, but like early 2000s game. But it still holds up to this day. So if you haven't played it, play it. If you own it and you haven't played it in a while, play it. It's good. I haven't played it in a while, but I'm going to play it very soon because I need to. So that's it. That's what I have to say about Star Wars. Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, not the complete saga. Not the first or second game or the third game, which is my friend's favorite, and he won't leave me alone about it because this one's the best one. but yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like, because I really like doing this, and I hope you like watching me make these videos and stuff, because I enjoy it. It's fun. Yeah. See you next time. On my back like a Cardigan. Holler again, I'm in love with you. We be doing that, you hot everything that you ready to ride. Hop up in my Jeep and put your body to the side. Go against the gang, you ready to hide. Hanging on the corner, make a text and live